realm of consultants and OEMs and SIs, it's sort of scary to talk from the client side of things. So I want to make sure that I have some support going forward. Or at least, I'm going to share the thought process more candidly. So that was the reason I'm asking. Having said that, just some disclaimers here. I'm not an AV person. Quite honestly, I start working with AV only 2.5 years back. Since at GITAM I started taking the projects. I spent half of my life abroad and I came to India and once I started working with GITAM and after COVID hit, then we thought we should switch into more AV side of things. So that is where I started looking at AV. So I know I'm speaking to the choir here, so I don't want to get into the technology side of AV side of things. Okay, so that's the first disclaimer. And just to put things in context, I would talk only about GITAM and so that my purpose here will be served in the sense how probably a customer from education is thinking these days. So that all the SIs, OEMs and consultants can probably get a piece of thought process of how an education customer would think when it comes to design. So I'm going to talk only about what we as GITAM are getting into AV area. Okay. So GITAM is 30 years old university and a college and 10 years as a university. One of the leading universities in South India. We have 4 campuses, 2 in Visakhapatnam, 1 in Hyderabad and 1 in Bangalore. We are close to 25,000 students and over 30 plus institutes. We offer courses in a variety of fields, pretty much everything you can think of, and we are in 3 hospitals, a dental, a cancer and a general university hospital. So I run IT for all these entities across the country. So that's me. And it's prudent I put the president here, M. Shri Bharat, and he's one of the reasons why we got into AV so rapidly, so quickly, and one of the reasons why I'm sitting here today in front of him. He joined GITAM himself about 2.5 years back, right before COVID came, and he got an undergrad from Purdue and Stanford MBA. So he understands the context of tech and workflows. Okay. So with that context, I thought I'll put that here so that you understand and you appreciate where I'm coming from, the side and the things we're dealing with. So coming back to the question, why GITAM ventured into this whole thing? As everybody knows, COVID took us from 0 to 1, without giving us any time. And as a large university across 3 provinces, we had a challenge on how to conduct our classes, how to retain our professors, how to go through the day-to-day business. So our president took a call that we had to open up our campuses. Whether COVID, not COVID, tech is going to be here to stay. Distance learning is here to go to stay. So it's not like good college students will come back. No. So he took some quite ambitious, bold steps. He chose to transform 600 of our classrooms into tech-enabled digital classrooms across 3 campuses. So it was during COVID time. There was a huge dearth for SIs, parts coming, logistic issues, men to implement, with all the emotional trauma that we're going through, but still, they pushed it through and we were able to complete close to 200 classrooms across 3 campuses, thanks to support of our OEMs and system integrators. So that is how we began the journey into AV. But I'm going to quote 4 concepts here based upon which everything is built upon in education vertical. There are 4 key elements that comes to the foundation of what AV has to do. One is the professors, okay, which is the core drivers of the entire curriculum. 2, students, how do we attract students, how do we retain students, how do we convey the subject to students. 3, the program itself, what are you trying to teach, okay? And 4, of course, the infrastructure, the classrooms. So these 4 are the pillars for us to make a call on any AV technology or any implementation project or any discussion across consultants, SI, OEM. Everything revolves around these 4 verticals. The classrooms, where we are, the students who we are addressing, and the professors who are going to use these amenities, and the program itself, what exactly is being taught in those classrooms. So these 4 are the drivers. So obviously at GITAM, when we embarked on this journey, we started looking into these 4 challenges, and most of the universities that I can appreciate, we are not ready for digitizing them because most buildings are pre-built. Old-fashioned AV means just a projector and probably a screen, that's it. And suddenly you're talking about a whole new method of devices. So we had to find HDMIs and all those things. How are we going to flip the classrooms in a way? It's no longer constrained to the old method of stage on the stage kind of thing, where teachers sitting on the stage and people are listening. That's no longer works. So it should be more interactive, people roving around, group discussions. That was how the classrooms is redone within the constraints of the buildings already built. So that's one of the challenge. The professors, 80% of my workforce don't know how to use a projector. And suddenly you ask them to click buttons and get the camera looking towards them. It's a lot of challenges down there. So how do we make it easy on the professor? Okay, it's not easy. Even making them learn Zoom itself, which is supposedly a very easy platform to use, it's still very hard for us. Okay, and the students who are always finding the opportunity to shouldn't say on the platform, but cheating, skipping it, it's very hard itself to manage students in the classroom. Now imagine managing classrooms remotely. So that's another challenge. Okay, and then end of the day, what programs you're teaching there? Okay, are all our labs or classrooms are suited for teaching or in this classroom? It's just a ceremonial thing that we're doing, just to conduct the lessons and give them degrees and get the feedback. So all these 4 factors were considered, in depth. We did tons of homework. We ran a couple of POCs. Like earlier the gentleman was saying, the traditional designs that came had lots of components, lots of wires, lots of switches, lots of converters, and you look at the simple classroom, but you see a miles long of cables and boxes and components everywhere. And we skimmed through these designs, from about 3 or 4 OEMs, and obviously, we chose a design that has a minimal count of material. The minimal BOQ is one of the main criteria because easy to maintain, easy to replace. Whatever design that is given, a single box that can do 4 to 5 functions to cover the contract. And the second important portion was scalability. How quickly we can transform a room, 2 rooms or combine 2 rooms to 1 room. How quickly we can switch a room from one function to another function by simply changing software. So another factor of consideration was a software-driven model rather than hardware-based constraint model. So we moved away to technology that actually gives the flexibility to use software to change the way we deliver the pedagogy. So these are kind of thought process that allowed us to choose the technology what we chose. But most importantly, one thing which I agree with the gentleman out there is 3 years back, AV was some small side service of hardware stuff, that's it. Somebody coming and taking care of microphones, speakers, and it's never the limelight. But now AV is officially considered as IT. It's actually under the umbrella of IT now. GITAM recognized that. And so it's part of technology, and we can't neglect it anymore. It is a very critical last leg connection between the professor and the students. which defines the whole. Yeah.
So do you still have hybrid classes going on with all these?
Yes, absolutely.
Connected?
I could stream the content from OT to the auditoriums and to the classrooms. I'm streaming my MRI CT scans from the theatre to the classrooms. We're streaming content from any other campus, any classroom. So classrooms are virtually expanded now. We have a hard walls, 60 per row, but now we're able to do 120, 180, and sometimes not 2 years. So the way we deliver lectures changed. As a matter of fact, we removed the concept of sections now. Pre-COVID, we used to have sections. We have engineering, BTech, about 18 sections, per section 6 students. Literally, we removed the sections. So we had to change the idea of the student now. No longer represent section anymore, it's universal. Any student can go to any campus, study any program, any subject he wants, because the barrier no longer exists anymore. The physical barrier. It changed the way we deliver.
I think that's a lot of evolution on the part of a university to really stay in with the times.
Yeah.
And 600 classrooms alone seem like a lot of investments in technology and AV. So how do you calculate the ROI and make sure it gets done?
I'm 200 to begin with, not 600 is a roadmap. So,
okay, but 200 and then you're streaming, all kinds of lectures, so I'm sure that's a sizable investment.
Anyway, I'll come back to the ROI as well on these 4 topics again.
Sure.
Like 4 verticals, like I was talking about professors, students, programs and classrooms. Professors, the ROI is now we are able to retain faculty, talented faculty, and most importantly, we are able to attract talented faculty. Days were in the past where there were very good faculty in IITs in North India, and South India. We wanted to bring them here for providing lectures, but for whatever reasons, it's much harder.
Yeah.
But now we are able to deliver lessons from whichever campus, wherever they are. Abroad, we have a school of policy where we have people coming from delivering lectures from Europe every week. So that's a good ROI where we are able to attract a lot of talented professors from different corners of the world, deliver the programs what we want. That's a soft ROI for me. It changed the way the student operates. We sort of became student-centric than teacher-centric in the past. We started encouraging ways to teach in a way that easy for student to learn, rather than student coming into our path. Okay, so that's an ROI for student in a sense, because they're able to now just learn what they want to learn. They don't have to stay in the classroom the entire 16 minutes anymore. I mean, the physical stays, but then the attention spans of 16 minutes, that's what I'm trying to make. So the way we design the classrooms, in fact, we integrate the classroom with the recording studio, software like Panopto and Contina, 2 different things. The students are now able to go back and retrieve the content of what the professor is teaching or taught in the classroom. The students are able to retrieve the content what was taught about 3 months back, 4 months back. And they are able to access the content sitting in the hostels, in the cafeteria, in the lawn. They're no longer coming to the classrooms anymore. Okay. The students are able to connect the labs from remotely. The technology AV has given us the flexibility of changing the way we teach so that it's maximizing the way the student is grasping the subject. So that's a good ROI in a way. And it also helps us to bring some element of inclusion, where we're able to attract some foreign students, and the content is having automatic closed captions, and we're able to deliver students with some some learning disabilities, some assistance programs. So all these things are made possible, again, not for the entire university, but some selective classes. So this is made possible because of AV. So that is the student side of things. From program side of ROI, what I could think is programs that we couldn't deliver in the past, that we are able to deliver now. As a matter of fact, we are revisiting our curriculums. We are redoing our syllabus, our curriculum, so that the curriculum allows us to use AV in delivering it. In the past, I'll give my own example. I did my bachelor's in Visakhapatnam in electronics and communications, and I did a master's in Canada. When I was in a BTech, the professor was explaining the concept of an antenna with an example of a donut. An antenna has a radiation pattern of a donut. And I was just reading it, and I had no idea what donut was. I just didn't know. This is back in the 90s. And when I went to Canada, I went to local, Tim Hortons or 7-Up or Starbucks. There I saw a donut. So I knew this is how a donut looks like. If I knew that, the sort of explanation when I was in school, it would have been a lot different. I would have been just memorized it.
Yeah.
So, but now the technology, AV technology has given us the opportunity to where we actually modify the syllabus, the lesson plan, to a point where we're writing down that when the professor teaches this topic, you use a visualizer. When you teach this topic, you use PPT. When you use this topic, use a camera. And when you use this topic, let the student present their content on the screen using a wireless presenter. So all these modes of delivery are being included in the curriculum itself. So it's really pushing us to a point where we have to redesign the curriculum and we're able to bring some programs that are otherwise not able to deliver in the past. But given the variety of technologies available in the classroom, we have a document camera, we have a wireless presenter, we have 2 projectors, and we have cameras in the classroom able to allow the people to converse with each other locally and remotely. All this gave us flexibility to introduce more creative and stimulating ways of teaching and learning. So that's the ROI and the student side of things. In the ROI, the classroom side of things, obviously, we are able to use technology to maximize the classrooms. We're able to combine the classrooms, which otherwise could have been physically constrained, but now we can simply combine 3 or 4 classrooms and increase the efficiency of teaching to a point where actually we're experimenting with new, not technology, but a new method where we have a big auditorium of this size, and we installed ceiling tiles that use voice filtering. And initially, we used to have wall in the 2 auditoriums, but then the cameras in this room are independent of the cameras in the other room. But now we're able to take a bit with the help of OEM. When the wall comes down, the room transforms itself into a bigger room, and the voice filtering automatically picks up the speaker from that far. Otherwise, in the old analog way, where all the cables and prefix things is not possible. But in software-based architecture, we're able to do that. So that's suddenly opened a plethora of opportunities. And in terms of hard money savings, we have integrated the whole classroom with our timetable. So, for example, we have class at 9 and 10, and 11 and 12. The AC turns on by itself at 9 and 10. The projector turns on, and the projector turns off at 10 o'clock, the projector turns off at 11 o'clock. So, we combine the technology of AV, we integrate the classroom timetable so that all the infra savings happen automatically. And also all the sabotage, for example, somebody takes a projector away or sheets or whatever comes down. We know it's stolen. And one beautiful ROI of all these things is we're able to develop technology with the help of OEM and SI, where we know exactly how much amount a professor is spending in the classroom, presenting a PPT, or on a Zoom, or on a UI desktop, on what he's doing. So this way we're able to measure the utilization of classrooms. And then we're able to allocate this professor to this classroom because he's able to use the classroom with more efficiency. So all these are kind of ROIs when it comes to using technology.
Yeah, and I think I like the fact that it's not just about the money, it's also about the efficiency.
Yes.
And making sure how you can maximize the use of the systems that you brought in together. And I think considering that the pandemic was just 3 years ago, I think you've managed to bring in a whole lot of change in the way education is being imparted in your university. What do you think is the future of education and technology going from here?
I don't know. I'll just speak for GITAM again. What we are doing now, the next few projects probably that will have, sort of where things are heading. Probably many SIs would also have the same challenge in education issues per se. Every university in India has a challenge of taking attendance now. And every university is looking for ways and means to automate attendance. Okay. So we are experimenting with a couple of OEMs on how do we automate the attendance of all the students in the classroom. We already have 4 PTC cameras. The students are in the classroom for an hour. So how can we capture the body signature or the facial signature of the student and get the attendance taken away from the regular 10 minutes task of professor? Because attendance is being so critical in education, especially in India, and professors spending 10 minutes out of 50 minutes. That's a huge investment going on. So we are working now with a couple of OEMs on automating this, and we're also successfully able to demonstrate with one of the OEM on the side, where the classroom prepares itself for the next class. Like I was saying earlier, one of the challenges we face is our professors are not that tech savvy. So no matter what you give in the classroom with projectors and tablets and everything, when they come, without even trying on the tab, they simply try to call the assistant. That's sort of normal now. So now what we're doing, the next level, when a professor comes in, the system is recognizing that it's a professor who came. By looking at the facial signature, the body skeleton, a computer vision algorithm kicks in. It's a professor who came in, not a student or nobody else. And the moment it recognizes that the professor came in, it checks with the database of my timetable and then confirms that it's his class, that yes, he's supposed to come now. And it turns the lights on, turns the projector on, brings the screens down, turns the AC on, and turns the voice lifting on. And if this professor is scheduled to teach his lessons by Zoom that semester, it automatically turns Zoom on for him. Or if this professor is scheduled to use a PowerPoint in any of his class in the semester, it brings the projector down. So, and the moment the professor leaves the class, the class again shuts itself down. So we're able to achieve that. The whole point is to bring the dependency down of a professor on calling a tech support. It's almost like, when you sit in a car, the car adjusts for your seat, your wife sits in the car, the seat adjusts for your wife's seat. Similarly, when a professor A comes in, it adjusts itself to combine the two classrooms. When the professor B comes in, it shuts down the other classroom and it does Zoom on. So we're able to achieve this sort of automation. So that's really exciting for me now. And we're also implementing IPTV streaming, where we're able to stream the content from the classroom, archive it, index it, and bring it down to the diners and cafeterias and hostels and everything. And like the other ones in AR, VR. We evolve is pretty much it.
The classroom already seems like something from the future, where adjusting so many things just based on who walked into the classroom. Well, it was pretty amazing.
Well, I don't know, this whole saying necessary mother of invention. And after doing 185 classrooms, forget about the extracting value of it. The initial challenge what we faced was students playing the computers, put the projectors down, and that was a bigger challenge for me.
Yeah.
So how do I stop that? So this system, will prevent that. No matter what students do with the computers, but it won't turn on because it will turn on only when the person comes in.
Yeah.
So that way I'm going to save my stuff.
A lot of challenges. Nobody can take away a projector or fit with other stuff. Fantastic. I think we'll open the stage for the questions now.
First of all, let me thank you for connecting ROI with efficiency than the financial part of it. Myself, Chetan, I work for Kinley as a PCS design engineer, global services. I think that my question would be, rather than being one of the tech adaptive university in India, would you see add audiovisual as a subject or a syllabus for your students?
Yeah, we were just talking about how it's so hard to find people.
It's a good time. Like I was saying earlier, AV used to be some tech job in the past, but I think we're far away from that now. It's about time we introduce AV in our curriculum as a separate minor or something by itself. And we actually are working on that, as a matter of fact, because we have a luxury of a couple of studios, and we have fine arts students as well. At the same time, we have OTs, medical hospitals. So all these applications gives us different use cases for my students to explore.
Exactly.
Not just a classroom per se. My auditoriums, my OTs, my studios, my stadiums. So you can't find anywhere else, to offer a course in AV rather than university, with hands-on experience. So yeah, I mean, definitely a good thought, and we are going with that. We have actually received a technology partnership a proposal from OEM. So probably that could manifest into something like this down the road. Yeah, but that's a good thought.
Yeah, we can have more professionals coming from universities on the AV side.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for the question.